Ba-ba. Now it is. Okay, wait, what? Okay, how about there we go. For some reason, my thing did the that thing where suddenly my mic isn't getting picked up by anything. It wasn't getting picked up by Discord earlier either. I don't know what happened. But hi guys, hi chat. Hope you guys are doing good. I was saying a minute ago, I just finished my snacks, and Lumi is getting some snacks, and Lumi might be here. Because I like to talk about all the funny fictional stuff that goes on with Lumi, because it's a lot more in our wheelhouse. But how are you guys doing today? Has everyone had a good one today? Everybody ready to talk about some Zoomers and how they can't seem to handle anything fictional? It is always quite interesting with the Zoomies. Played Mass Effect for 3 hours, so had a good day. You know what we might do tonight, after we talk about some of the Zoomer stuff, is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, is sit down and kind of tear apart that Thermian argument video that Folding Ideas did. I mean, it's short too. It's like 4 minutes. So I think maybe... Which fictional stuff is it this time? Harry Potter or Freerun? This time it is, to a lesser extent, Chainsaw Man. But the big one I had was, I received a wait, what? One sec. Somebody sent me something on Throne just now. I didn't think... Do I even have my Throne linked on, like, my YouTube or anything? I don't think I do. They bought the Hatsune Miku cosplay. Well, chat, I guess we're gonna have Hatsune Miku cosplay soon. That one I think is from Amazon, so that one should be here in like 4 or 5 days. Really short. But yeah, I was thinking like maybe we could go over that Thermian argument video. It's something I really go over. Recovered all the GameCube, Wii, Switch, and Xbox games my uncle stole from me behind my back and pawned off. $400 I could have used to do something else, but that's beside the point. No, if it's something you enjoy, do it. I don't think there's ever anything wrong with spending money that you like on stuff you want. Like, obviously, be kind of smart with it, but you know, do what you want to do, bro. That makes you happy, go for it. Hate Chainsaw Man consumers. Yeah, no, first off, like, a lot of the kids probably shouldn't be watching Chainsaw Man to start with. Don't have that 2-day Prime shipping. Well, I let it order through Throne. And I doubt Throne pays for Prime shipping. I don't know, maybe it does. Maybe I'm misunderstanding how Throne works. But it's Chainsaw Man to a lesser extent. The big one today is for my personal series I enjoy that I know a lot of people disagree with me on, is Hazbin Hotel. Because the Hazbin Hotel kids are very, very upset right now over a merch drop. Because one of the characters got merch, and they believe the character should not get merch. And some of the stuff they've said is just absolutely unhinged. I put one of them in my thumbnail, but the Zoomers are not okay, and the Zoomers will never be okay. I don't know why. I don't know what happened exactly to cause the Zoomers to like have a shit show. But, you know, that's how the Zoomers go, I guess. Also, real quick, get some stuff set up for when Lum Lum gets here. I should be able to just all PNG, probably shrink it down a bit. It was Adam, wasn't it? No, it was not Adam. This time, it was Valentino. And the thing is, it's for those of you who don't know Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss, lately it is always Valentino. I will find a picture of him for you guys, and then maybe give you like a description of why this always seems to be a problem. Okay, so for those of you who've never watched the series, this is Valentino, the guy in the center here. In Hell of a Boss, or sorry, Hazbin Hotel, everybody is a sinner that is in hell. And there are certain sinners that have done very, very good at being like Hellborn. And they kind of rise to the top and become something called an overlord. And typically it's because like they have an industry, right? That they get a lot of people to pay them money and give them power to be in the industry. And Valentino's specifically is porn. He's basically a pimp, but he runs like a massive porn industry. He does tons of like not safe for work videos and stuff for hell. It makes him very like strong and very powerful in hell. Obviously, because we're in hell. I mean, this applies to the real world. For those of you who don't know, in the real world, the industry is not particularly very good. But especially in hell, a lot of people are kind of forced into doing it because that's just how Valentino rolls. And he's a villain. Like, he's not. At no point does the series kind of pretend he is a good guy. And at no point do they pretend like what he is doing is good. At every time, it is understood that Valentino is a evil asshole, and you are not supposed to root for him. You are supposed to root for his possibly eventual downfall. But he is like, I would say, like, not a main character, but he is a very prominent side character. So when they did they started doing a merch drop, they obviously got Valentino merch. Which, let me see if I can find it. So you can see exactly what the controversy is about. Alright, here it is. So, this is the merch that is causing people to lose their minds. And I think it is important to clarify that it is the fact that Valentino is on the merch. That is it. It's nothing else in particular about the merch that like set people off. It is Valentino is on it, and Valentino is a predator. Therefore, Vivzy Pop and the Hazbin Hotel team have done something horrendously immoral, and they are bad people. It kind of set off like a huge Twitter kind of shit show. Thought sex work was valid. Well, he is a bad guy. It's a lot less sex work when it comes to him, admittedly. But it kind of started with this. Not necessarily with this, but this is one of the big posts that people were talking about it on, and this is Vivzy Pop's post from Blue Sky. Because people were giving her criticism before this. She said, truly don't give an F if people don't like that we sell merch of fictional villains, because I feel like most people alive know that's a stupid thing to care about. But I love the idea these people who do care a lot probably have some ooh-woo lunchbox of Art the Clown. I also love the category of people who care only because we didn't merch the villain that they personally like best. There's a lot of bigger shit in the world to care about right now. Grow up. Me questioning your patience. Guys, I have the patience of a saint. So even this person, like, you'd think all they said was "oh," and you think maybe there's nothing here. You scroll down a little bit. And here we go. Why, let me sell merch of my glamorized rapist in peace. Why? That's all I hear from her. And they reply, honestly though, profiting off a rapist and expecting people to not be upset when a lot of other more fitting characters are missing from the merch drop too. And of course you get like the normal person. In fact, a 19 and 22-year-old can't differentiate fact and fiction is the bigger worry here. Like, it's a show set in hell, and the main character is a princess of hell, and she works with a demon who has like 3 different people confirmed in slavery, and his best friend is a cannibal. Like, I don't understand where people watch this and they're like, no, it needs to be polite and kind, and we need to be all cute and moral and shit. And it's like, what is wrong with you kids? Like, I genuinely do not understand, like, how this is going. IDK about the abuse, but she did stab them all in the back for SAG-AFTRA BS. I don't know. That's all that business stuff is kind of behind the scenes, and that's kind of whatever to me. Sanest edgy cartoon audience. Like, you got some people jealous of its success or something that realize that this is dumb. Like, why are you complaining about this? Don't get the need to make terrible characters ooh-ified. Oh god, yes. Everyone wants your character, your villain, to have like a tragic backstory that justifies everything they did, and it's like, that's not always true. And that really shouldn't be true 90% of the time, because some people really just can't be redeemed, no matter how much they want them to be. Those who don't realize having Valentino on was likely money. He sold out immediately, and shockingly, there are people that love him for things like character designs. It's so weird. Surprisingly, things are a lot more even on Twitter, which Vivzy has left Twitter. I mean, she's still on Twitter, but she has her Twitter, like, blocked right now. Yeah, she has her Twitter privated right now. And she does most of her posts over on Blue Sky, which her Blue Sky is still public. Which is where she had made this post originally. Also, this is the first time we're going to go over to Blue Sky. She blocked everyone, right? She blocked me. Not on this account, but on my old account, she has me blocked. But surprisingly, on Blue Sky, the friendly website, is where some of the more unhinged posts come from. You make borderline porn merch of your racist pimp character. If you didn't care, you wouldn't have said anything in the first place, but you did. Viv, this is not Twitter. People won't be easily baited by these tweets like Twitter. The reason you have so much views is because you're a big face. Start a new tactic on this app. Ratio by my gumball animation. I don't know what BFDI is. Because it's the amazing world of Gumball, so I don't know what BFDI is. And I'm not... No. It's a literal Gumball. What did you expect? I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if this is like, the thing that kids are saying, your green aura is visible. I tended to think of like a green aura around somebody as like a negative because it said like they smelled or something. I don't know if this is like a new thing though. I truly don't give an F, then proceed to write an entire text about how you cared about the discussion. By the way, you're 32, shouldn't you act like an adult? Not even try to understand the arguments, because maybe it's not about Valentino being just a villain. Like, you see what I mean? It's so funny to me that she ran to Blue Sky because she thought it'd be the friendlier app, and everybody here is just the worst part of Twitter. I agree with the argument that sexualization and sexual themes are in fact not bad and people against it, not just to deconstruct. But one thing is that, and another is how it's difficult to handle Valentino. He is fictional, yes, but fictional storytelling impacts real life. I don't get it. Like, when did this happen? Has this always been here? Like, have people always been like this, where they think that fictional characters are real and that you have to treat them real? And like, the internet just kind of blew these opinions, you know, to the forefront? Or is this really just a new thing? Like, and that people, at least to this degree, never thought this way? And if so, like, what caused it? Like, how did we end up here? I just really don't get it. Priorities are in the wrong place for these people, 100%. Like, I don't understand. They never care about it if it's a real person. If it's a real person, it's just, whatever, the world will handle them. But if it's a fictional character, they, like, flip out. And they feel like they have to do it, handle it themselves, I guess. Have, kill your ego. I don't think this is an ego thing. I mean, she has an ego, but I don't think this is it. Girl, I think what people are upset about Valentino being in a Valentine's Day merch isn't about him being a villain, but I may be wrong. Some of the stuff from when TV first took off was like this, really? I could maybe see that. This person's pretty spot on. The fact it's a 15-year-old and 19-year-old trying to criticize a 32-year-old is quite telling. Us 30-plus folks are too old and tired to deal with a bunch of teenagers being mad about inconsequential issues on the internet. I don't know. I think Vivzy does get a little mad. It's quite easy to set her off. I know. I think all I told her when she blocked me was something about, I said that, like, some of her story beats felt like a little undercooked, and I thought maybe she could do a bit better with them, and that she wasn't taking criticism very well, and she flipped out and then blocked me. Which kind of proved my point. She does not take criticism well. I have a poster of Hazbin Hotel on my wall, though, that's signed by her and one of the animators. It's very much a separate the art from the artist thing for me. Zoomers should be studied because this is too common behavior for them. Yeah, no, that's fair. I see it all the time with them, and I don't know where it came from. Do you know controversies are not going to stop if you continue to reply to them? So at this point, you're just making yourself upset. I mean, she has a business. There's gonna be, like, obviously she's gonna be upset to some degree. Remember the time she blocked a guy over a Digital Circus meme video? Yeah. It was, The Amazing Digital Circus, if Vivzy Pop wrote it, or something like that, and it's just people cursing the whole way through. Yeah. Sorry if I mute for a second, guys. My sinuses are still, like, awful. So every once in a while I just have to stop and, like, cough for a minute. I think selling Valentine's Day merch of a character that is canonically a rapist is bad. What is this? Art the Clown is a fictional demonic murder clown in a slasher franchise. Valentino is supposed to be a reflection of real-life abuse and is meant to be taken seriously. There's an obvious difference, and it's insane you don't know it. Valentino is a Mothman. Like, he's a demonic Mothman pimp that's in hell. I think he's blind too, and he has like pheromones that make people do what he wants to do. You can't see it in this because he's got like the big jacket on. He's got 4 arms. And it's like he's supposed to be a reflection of real life. I mean, like, rape happens in real life. That doesn't mean he's a reflection of it. That's so stupid. What are these people? Like, and how could Art the Clown then not be a reflection of real life? Because they're serial killers in real life. Like, if it's the action that's a reflection of the real world, why can't Art be a reflection of the real world? Here, real quick, I actually don't know who Art the Clown is. Was that the one in Terrifier? Because I never watched that movie. I've never been big on, Yeah, that's the one from Terrifier. Demonic murder clown. We've never had one of those in fiction that gets his own merch. Also, there was a demonic murder clown even in real life. It was John Wayne Gacy. It's Pogo the Clown. You could argue that any, like, demonic murder clown is a reflection of Gacy, probably. So sick of woke butthurt Zoomers. Thinking of saying, Evan, we should make a Bill Cosby board game where you have a little Bill Cosby throw pills into a martini glass. That's terrible, but that's hilarious. I think the only problem with getting that made is using Bill Cosby's image. We might have to use like a generic dad character. Generic sitcom dad character. Maybe Gen Z just does like sexual crimes in fiction, I guess. They seem to. Even if like you don't see it, they seem to take it oddly seriously. It's the same reason they get so upset with Dingy as well. Oh, sorry. Get out of the fandom, you bubble babies. I like that one. I'm not sure I wanna click this. Although it is on YouTube. But I don't get claimed by Comedy Central or whatever the fuck South Park is filmed on now. You're only saying this on Blue Sky so you won't get as much blowback. You're effing pathetic. It's not even funny anymore. Actually, from what I saw, Twitter seems to be the more normal one on this one, which is shocking, honestly. I mean, there's still some issues on Twitter, but right now I think Blue Sky is way worse on this. We're getting into more normal people now. Respectfully, Valentino is a problematic character who can trauma trigger a lot of people, and to have a character like that, you have to be responsible. What does that mean? Like, I don't get it. Trauma trigger when a bubble blowing baby. Is that a real thing that people say? Let me check. Trauma trigger. Trauma trigger is a specific stimulus that involuntarily brings back memories and emotion reactions to previous traumatic experience. It's just trigger then. Why are we like adding qualifications to trigger? It's just triggered. Whatever. Yeah, we're getting back to like more normal stuff. And remember, these complaints were because they put this Valentino character on a keychain. Like, that's it. I hate this argument the creator shouldn't be responsible for what you watch or read. Yeah, fair. What? I don't think this is against Viv, but it sounds insane. If you're whinging about queer people flaunting their sexy, then your solidarity with other queers is a flimsy pretext. You've already folded to conservative manipulation while wearing a little paper gay hat. They're nothing but yappy pests and best ignored. What does that mean? What does any of that mean? None of those words in that order are in the Bible. This is the end, by the way. The last one is somebody showing us an action figure of a Red Skull. It means she's a fake ally. I guess. I don't know what it means. But, like I said, this one is a lot more normal, which is surprising. Generation is doomed to being unable to distinguish what a fictional character is. Exactly. Can't believe Vivzy would make merch of a rapist. What a horrible person would do a thing like that. Fucking Griffith. Is that a Griffith Nindo? I didn't know they made a Nindo of him. It's a pretty nice looking Nindo though. Although the sword's a little big. Or the sword holster is a little small, whichever one. She's right though, if you're over 16 and caring about this, you need a job. She's actually completely right. Like, Twitter, it's, for some reason, Twitter on this one was a lot more, normal. Oh yeah, this is originally the thing that was trending was that she's selling merch glorifying a rapist. They didn't say who it was at first, probably because they knew that people wouldn't take it seriously. This person is mentioning like how that trending threw them off and they thought they had done something really bad, and instead it's just fucking Valentino again. Twitter is getting tired of the pure teen Zoomers. A little bit, yeah. See, she's right. Oh yeah, the mouthwash guy. Is this the guy that's actually the villain in Mouthwash? I've never seen anything about that game other than kids complaining about the lady from it getting like sexy artwork. Oh, you still had some people like this. I hope I don't get jumped for this opinion, but it's not the fact that Valentino got merch that cringes me, but rather the fact that he got it on Valentine's Day, like a day that's about love, and a rapist gets merch with it while being sexualized. How long is this thread? It says of one. Oh, there's only two. Also, the fact that he's just so awfully written, like, I genuinely wouldn't have minded if you told me, like, Valentino, if he was a one-dimensional villain, but he isn't. He's just an awfully written rapist who is now getting his sexy Valentine's merch. Like, what the fuck? These kids are crazy. Here's the one I put on the top, or my thumbnail. Was, why are we calling a rapist and a sexual abuser a fictional villain, in quotations, and making merch of them? Why is fictional villain in, like, quotations? This is what I'm talking about. Like, I think some of these people are genuinely insane, and they don't realize, like, how crazy they are. Like, you put fictional in quotes. Like, he literally is fictional. He is a cartoon moth demon. I don't understand. Gonna dress up as Valentino for Halloween and other cons now. I unironically would like to dress up as Valentino, but the thing is, it gets very hard to get, like, clothes with the big poofy bits on them. For some reason, a lot of places, instead of, like, sewing them in, will, like, glue them down. And I can't make it on my own. I'm not good enough for that. I don't like her, but she's completely right. What is this? I feel like the bigger issue should be that Vivzy is violently transphobic, anti-Semitic, racist, and pays and treats her works like shit, not her poorly written characters. That's wild, bro. Just throwing that out there. Do we have, like, a source? His character is tasteless, not because he's an edgy rapist. It's because she won't admit it's a fetish thing. Bingo cards complete. Yeah, no, they hit, like, literally every single buzzword I think you can get. These kids wouldn't have been able to handle Orochimaru that likes going after younger people to switch bodies with. Respect Vivzy Pop for being able to separate fiction from reality. Many things you can criticize Viv on. This is not it. You just diminish the credibility of legitimate criticism by pulling stunts like this. Meanwhile, Brendan Small being an absolute diva. Isn't that Death Clock? Oh yeah, I see it up there now. Death Clock. I've only, like, watched some of the episodes of that. I haven't, because I'm not, like, a huge metal fan. So I'd catch it occasionally. Some of it looks sort of interesting, but it's not my thing. They censored Vivzy. They did. First off, they didn't say her full name, but even like the acronym they did for her, they censored it. Why? I truly don't give a fuck if people don't like that we sell merch of fictional villains because STFU already. Seriously, we all know you hate opinions, comments from those who don't praise your name, but it's okay for people to, one, not be a fan of merch, and two, make a comment preferring another villain for said merch. They also have a right to be uncomfortable and triggered with a rapist character, fictional or not. You can like him, whatever. I don't give two flying Fs what you like. You don't see me shaming you for it. However, I can say I feel triggered by the Poison music video. I can feel triggered by the fact that you refused to stand up for your pilot VA who got harassed and assaulted by a Valentino cosplayer. But you jump on your soapbox when someone brings a paper screenshot of their video they made and had a VA sign on it. You have I have no respect for you whatsoever. Take your own advice and grow up. I have not heard anything about this this VA getting assaulted by a Valentino cosplayer. Here, let me quick Google. Hazbin Hotel pilot VA assault. Is that too specific? I've reworded it 3 times now, and I'm not finding anything. Like, no, the YouTube videos that pop up don't seem to be about it. Ba 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 ba. Like, I'm trying to find something, and I'm not seeing anything. I found it, I think. Here, I'll show y'all. This is Michael Kovac, who in the pilot did Angel Dust, the spider horror. At my first ever convention appearance, a Valentino cosplayer asked to record a video of Angel confronting Valentino. As soon as their friends started recording, they grabbed me by the collar of my shirt and started degrading me in character. I'll always remember that. No, I did not get security involved. Actually, I couldn't even bring myself to tell the cosplayer that what they did was deeply uncomfortable. I didn't know how to handle it. I just played along and went about my day. I won't be so accommodating should this ever happen again. I don't know what's going on with this. This has literally nothing to do with Vivzy Pop, though. This is just a weird story. Like, if that's actually a problem, you should have told security. I don't know why you wouldn't. I feel like people would have seen that, too. What are these other ones from this random thing? You may think you're weird, but you aren't the guy who wore a Higo pants to an all-ages con, went to my table and talked at me for 5 minutes, gave me an ice-cold White Claw from his fanny pack, gave me a flower meant for my co-star because he didn't want to wait in line. Okay, whatever. Those are boring. So what was the specific accusation here? You refused to stand up for your pilot VA who got harassed and assaulted by a Valentino cosplayer. It sounds like this had literally nothing to do with Vivzy, and it sounds like the pilot VA didn't even tell anyone except Twitter. I don't know how she could have been involved in this at all. That's the guy from the Polyamory thing that came out recently? The what? Is there some story to them? Like, that I should know about? Look, whenever y'all say polyamory, my mind immediately goes to, like, something terrible. Because the only major story of polyamory I saw ended with, like, a triple murder homicide thing going on.
Yeah, wow.
Hi, Lum Lum. How you doing?
So what is this about a polyamorous group and murder?
Do you don't remember that? That,
No.
it was BBC or something was trying to show off, like, a polyamorous couple, and they're like, look how good they're doing. And then they had, like, this whole, what you call it, blah, blah, blah. Also, I need to...
Just read the BBC, whatever.
Here, I need to get Fujitech up. I thought I had a Fujitech in here. Apparently, I don't. They did, like, an article on this, like, polyamorous family, and they're like, look how beautiful they are, and how, like, how wonderful they're doing as, like, a family, and whatnot. And then, an article came out, like, 2 months later, that one of the boyfriends in the polyamorous group lost his shit and killed, like, half the group.
And lured it away.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, look how beautiful this polyamorous family is. Aren't they fantastic? And then turns out, like, half of them are absolute balls to the walls nutters.
Man. Granted, this isn't the first time I've heard a polyamorous couple group want to either murder one or the other, or almost successfully do so. There's kind of a trend there. Usually it's the girlfriend getting jealous.
Yeah. Well, this was a girlfriend that had, like, 4 boyfriends or 5 boyfriends.
Man.
She was not pretty enough to have that. God, where is it? But I was talking about Vivzy Pop and Hell of a Boss.
Oh, did you find the post where someone was like, "Oh my God, Vivzy Pop is making this rapist character popular"?
I have not seen that one yet.
Oh, let me see if I can dig it up. It's like I was seeing mostly posts from my friend Aki, who does a lot of yaoi art, mostly dad-son incest yaoi art, which is absolutely delicious.
Very
but
based.
apparently, it's fucking great. But like, aunties found their art and everything, and is starting to like fucking harass them, and talking about the Sawtown, however the fuck you say their name. From the Fujoshi Miku song and everything, Confessions of a Rotten Girl. And apparently, that person is a fake Fujoshi this entire time.
But he doesn't.
It's like they wanted to keep it safe, but they didn't want the pro shippers to get to the song. And it's like, what the fuck do you expect? You made a Fujoshi song.
Oh,
But now there's so many fake Fujoshis out there now. And someone came up with a new name just called Fake Joes. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm taking that into my new vocabulary. But yeah, so many fake Fujoshis. It is absolutely, absolutely terrible.
Of all the things to criticize Vivzy Pop, that's it. Yeah, no, they're very mad at her for making Valentino merch right now. It's honestly kind of funny. The kids are not okay, Lumi.
Oh, here you go. Here's Aki's safe for work profile. And here is the not safe for work profile. I've commissioned Aki in the past, and I love their art so much.
I'm gonna open it in the other window.
I mean, the safe for work one is fine. You just can't. You just can't open up his other account. I know. I love the art style. I honestly think Mizu would look great in Aki's art style.
Oh yeah, somebody had mentioned this to me, and it's on Aki's page. The Miko Uno song.
Yeah.
Because the Rotten Miku person was like, the Miko Uno song is like too far for me. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's it's like the Miku Uno song is like not even. It's not bad. It's like, heck, if anything, you could probably say that the Fujoshi song is worse than it.
A little bit it is. It's so weird.
It's like, literally the song is about fetishizing gay dudes.
Exactly.
And then, oh no, Masugaki. Terrible. Horrible even.
How dare they?
How dare they?
But by the way, I am sharing my screen if you want to follow along with some of what I'm reading.
Okay. It's just like, I don't understand. I hate modern day fandom so much. The Zoomers are not okay whatsoever.
Oh, 100%. I kind of want to scroll back up and show you this one. Here, I know what I'll do. Open up another window. Because I know exactly which one I'm looking for. Yeah, here it is. So remember, we're talking about Valentino, the moth devil man. Why are we calling a rapist and sexual abuser a, quote, fictional villain, unquote, and making merch of said rapist and sexual abuser?
Oh my fucking god, are you serious?
Quote, unquote, fictional. Like, he's literally fictional. What do you mean?
Is the moth demon in the room with us?
Like,
where did the moth demon touch you?
I don't get
oh
the
my
kids.
god. It's like, okay, no, the exact same thing is going on with like the girlies who play Love in Deep Space.
Yep.
And Savvy made a post about it too. And it's like, Savvy doesn't like calling them aunties. She just likes calling them absolute fucking psychopaths.
Oh, yeah.
Which they are.
Take a left.
But like, they're just like, oh, do you really think this character would just sexually assault our MC like that? And it's like, and when he's under those drugs, of course he will, and I will love every moment of it.
We got stuff like this, quote, there's bigger shit in the world to care about, unquote. You are selling merch of a rapist character you made. You are glamorizing your rapist and human trafficker character and selling merch of him.
Oh, no. You know what? Out of spite, it's like, I want to make a fucking rapist character out of spite. Because fuck them. I will make it the most terrible fucking rapist character known to fucking man. Be like, yeah, he is. Shamelessly. What you gonna do about it? Arrest me?
I mean, all you gotta do is post a picture of yourself.
It's like, don't let them find, you know, baby's first controversial, not doujin, but, you know, manga metamorphosis. Don't let them find the manhwa, fucking
Any
killing,
manhwa.
stalking. Really, any manhwa, honestly. I don't know what's up with the manhwa creators and why they really like sexual abusers as the love interest, but I'm all for it.
Y'all remember that she defended one of her storyboard artists who fetishized rape, by the way? I really doubt this is new.
Rape's hot.
Exactly.
Like, oh my fucking god, none of these people would have survived early to mid 2000s fandom. They wouldn't have survived fucking Homestuck. Because, like, okay, are you familiar with any of the Homestuck characters at all?
No, not really.
Okay, audience, for those of you who may have been part of the Homestuck fandom back in the day, I'm sure you remember, I'm sure you guys remember Sober Gamzee with that whole thing, where he just went around and just killed everybody, but essentially wanted a very interesting relationship with Tavros. Yeah, no, that was a thing.
Homestuck is so fucking weird.
Homestuck is weird, but the fan art is absolutely fucking insane. Like, hold on, let me see if I can find some proper art of Sober Gamzee and not the pixel art.
Also, real quick, while you do that, in order to understand this next post, I have to read you Vivzi's original post that when people started criticizing her about this. She said, I truly don't give a fuck if people don't like that we sell merch of fictional villains because I feel like most people alive know that's a stupid thing to care about. But I love the idea a lot of these people who do care a lot probably have some uwu lunchbox art of Art the Clown. I also love the category of people who care only because we didn't merch the villain that they personally like best. There's a lot of bigger shit in the world to care about right now. Grow up. And this person replies over on Twitter, here's the thing, Art the Clown isn't a rapist. OMG, what an idiot.
Is it a Homestuck vortex of autism? No, it's a vortex of mental illness.
And autism.
I don't know anyone who's autistic who is into Homestuck. It was just full of
Toby Fox.
experts. Oh yeah. Well, was Toby Fox part of Homestuck? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think Toby Fox was part of it. Unless he did music for the spin-off game. Oh, he did do music for it. Oh, it was because of Homestuck that Toby Fox started creating music.
He's also a partial creator of Homestuck.
Nice. I did not know that.
So I was like, when you said, Toby Fox never had anything to do with Homestuck, it's like, the fuck are you talking about? Where do you think Megalovania came from?
Yikes.
What's up?
Yeah, I don't remember seeing his name unless he was started with fan stuff and then moved to official things.
I don't know the full story of it. Also, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you still streaming?
I am.
Okay, do you mind if I jump in here while I'm still streaming?
You're free to, but we are talking about Vivzi Pop.
We're also talking about how hot rape is.
That's a perfect thing for me to unmute on. Hello.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
Okay, so in terms of a Sober Gamzee and everything, one of his love interests was this character here that he decapitated. And in a lot of the fan art, people loved interpreting him just making out with the disembodied head.
Here, let me pull up on your thing.
You have issues. Homestuck kids have issues. You all have issues. It's okay.
I mean, of course I have issues. If I didn't have issues, I wouldn't be a VTuber.
Fair. Is accurate.
If I was well adjusted, I would have been in a career by now.
Fair. I mean, you dress like a career woman.
Just because I pretend to be one doesn't mean I am.
But yeah, without having to reread stuff too much, Akko basically, Vivzian Madrano made merch of one of her characters from Hazbin Hotel for Valentine's Day. It is a keychain of the rapist pimp moth demon Valentino. The kids are very, very upset at this because he is a rapist and they believe that he should not have merch of him that sexualizes him. They think it's a severe issue.
That is beautiful.
And some of them are saying absolutely crazy stuff, like putting fictional villain in quotations when talking about him as if he's not literally a cartoon character.
Mm-hmm. That is... Oh, this woman can do no right.
Exactly.
Oh, I might not want to show that.
Yeah, that's probably bad. Oh well.
Chat,
We
you didn't see
scrolled
that.
past it. Viv saw someone use the phrase "fiction doesn't affect reality" and naturally assumed, "Oh, that obviously applies to my rapist character that could trigger people. I should glorify it." Like, bitch, no. What does it apply to then? What do you mean? She saw the phrase "fiction doesn't affect reality" and thought that applied to her cartoon. Why wouldn't it? This is what I'm talking about. These kids are insane. I don't know, like, where they came from. Lemmy, whatever the internet did to you, you're closer to well-adjusted than these guys.
Very accurate.
That's just because I know how to bury my pain.
/ rape and blackface mentions.
Wait, did she do blackface?
Bro can excuse the Alistair blackface incident and the harassment in the fandom, which made 2 people off themselves, but drew the line when someone doesn't like her rapist character. What? When?
I'm missing so much context here.
Also, people have like issues with Alistair because Alistair, his magic uses like voodoo symbolism, basically. And they think it's very inappropriate that Alistair is very, very clearly a pale, pasty, deer demon man when he should very obviously be black. Because he uses voodoo, and only black people do voodoo.
Yeah.
Which kind of comes off as a bit more racist, but okay.
Here, I'm gonna send my viewers to you.
That's all I
done.
can think of what like that means.
Oh my fuck.
Didn't people hate Angel Dust too? People really hate, or the kids, I should say. The kids really hate that Angel Dust is a rape victim, but is also very like sexually forward. Which the thing is not terribly uncommon among rape victims. I don't understand like why.
Oh, me too. This is off topic, but I think I found your new favorite game.
What is it?
Here. Shooting shit.
Is this dangerous for me to show?
No, there you go.
Minharium? I don't know, chat, what do you think? Do we have any opinions? Play with me until we die together. A deck building roguelike where you're confined by a super clingy girl and forced to play blood-staked C-load daily. Overcome her unreasonable rules by modifying dice faces or using cheating items.
Just imagine one of the cheating items is just a vibrator and she loses concentration.
Lumi.
What?
What?
Very inappropriate.
Oh, stop being a baby.
She's clearly a teenager. We can't be sexualizing her like that.
I'll still sexualize her like that. She's not real.
She's real to the kids, Lumi.
The kids have a lot of things wrong with them, and not in a good way either. They're just mentally fucking retarded.
A very cute horror game.
enjoy my viewers mixed in with Tall's viewers as well.
In Ukraine, we don't like Vivzy Pop for the completely wrong reason. Oh, she reposted and liked Russian artist. Sir, she sells merch of abusive character and laughs at people who don't like it. I think that's a bigger issue. Not to mention, you know, her writing.
Well, her writing does kind of
This
fucking
person's
suck.
a VTuber.
Wait, what?
Kawana, reverse merman VTuber.
I'm gonna see if this person has been blocked.
This is so dumb. Mind you, she doing all that huffing and puffing her chest for this thing. I mean, so, I don't know if I mentioned it to you too, but the keychains for this character literally sold out in a day. So, like, people could sit here, like, talk smack about, like, her defending her merch drop. It's literally the only keychain that sold out. And it sold out in an afternoon, basically. People clearly wanted it.
Yes.
Is that a popular character?
Yes. People like Valentino.
Okay. Oh.
Pitched this yap fest about people being rightfully upset a rapist got more merch than other characters, but didn't decide to bring up the criticism of the glitz and glam merch being low-key incestuous. Yeah, fuck this B word, I'm done. Yeah, so there was a second smaller controversy. Valentino was the bigger controversy. The smaller controversy was from her other show, Hell of a Boss. There are two twin characters, Glitz and Glam, who actively sexualize themselves together in order to, like, sell more shit. Because they know, like, twincest is popular.
Okay, come on. There's... did people forget that there were, twin drow in Baldur's Gate 3 where you could sleep with both of them?
I did not, but you're gonna have to help me get around to that.
Yeah, it's in Act 3 when you get to Baldur's Gate. It's male and female twin. They're hot, but you can sleep with either one of them or both of them.
Where is...
Hell, there's even Len and Rin. You missed the post a few weeks ago where someone was like, it's okay to make ship art with them, but as long as you don't perceive them as siblings. It's like, no. It's hotter like that.
Let's see.
Tables, so you need a Debunking.
Where are the Glitz and Glam merch?
You know, these pins and stuff, they're not badly priced either.
Yeah, no, they're like cheap little pins. Oh yeah, these are bags, by the way. Up here.
That is not bad for bags.
Maybe I'm too cheap because
Here.
I still feel like that's a lot of money.
I'll show you, chat.
No.
These are the prices on her website.
On the left side.
Like,
And then
here's
they
a
got-
pin set for $55. Full set of 4. Each pin by itself is $15. The keychains are $10. Honestly, I'm surprised the keychains are, like, cheaper than the pins. But, like, they're nice little, like, acrylic keychains. And then the ones down here are the ones that are causing issue, the Valentine's ones.
How terrible.
I know, right? So for both of you, this is the one that is causing the controversy.
I could see it being more of a controversy if instead of Vox there was angel dust there.
Yeah. Like, they
I
did
don't
the right
understand
one.
it.
They did Vox and Valentino. Who, like, actually are, you know, like a couple in the show, as far as I'm aware. Or at least they're heavily applied to be.
So what's the issue? Just because like,
Valentino's a
of the post?
rapist. The one on the right side here.
Wait, hold on. This show is about evil people,
Yes.
right?
He is literally
Okay.
a overlord in hell. I can
Okay.
feel Akko's, like, gears turning.
No, they're turning because I'm like, wait, what? can move on. I'm just... Sorry, I've already been mind broken by the shit that I read with Tall earlier. So,
But yes, chat, these are like decently priced products. As somebody who goes to like anime conventions and stuff all the time, this is pretty cheap, all things considered.
If it was at a convention, I could see like the keychains going for 25 and the pins for 30.
Yeah. Like, I've spent more than this on stuff at conventions. I think that because she has, like, the connections now, she actually does have these cheaper than, like, a regular person would be. Yeah, but see, you can still buy the other 4 pins. Valentino Vox one is sold out.
that is kind of funny.
So, like, people are talking smack about it, but, like, yeah, no, these are actually sold out. They're popular. People wanted these. It's not a secret that people likes the character. Calling a rapist a villain sure is a choice.
Oh my god.
He is! What do you mean? Are you saying he's not?
I mean, okay, if they really want to call the rapist the good guy, okay, go ahead.
What other
You do
words
you?
can you... No, I'm confused. What else do you call... Wait, is villain...
It just, like, broke your mind?
No, like, I'm again, like, the VHS tape is rewinding right now. Like, okay.
I was thinking the tape in the VHS was broken and had to.
Oh no! Like it broke. I'm currently trying to rewind it back into the tape so it's usable again. Okay, so are they? Because like, yeah, villain is a bad term. So are they? Are they talking about the word villain as in the way that we talk about anti-heroes today, or because that?
I think they're just stupid.
The only way. Well, yes, obviously, but like I'm trying to justify it.
Also, really quick, because I missed them earlier. Wolfsbane for 5. Lumi, she's not real. Twitters, she's real to me. And Razorwind for 2. Any of you read the Matthew C. Harris manifesto? I don't know who that is.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. You did just get a bunch of Tall's peeps. So you may... I don't know.
Fair.
Oh, that's Razorwind, though. I don't know.
I've never seen a series
still
creator
believe that.
whine on social media more than Vivzy. She claims herself to be this mature adult creator that doesn't care about what people think, while at the same time making billion posts complaining about what people think of her. It's just embarrassing. To some degree, I kind of feel like it's deserved. Like, she's allowed to be like, you guys are stupid and I'm tired of dealing with your BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, from a business perspective, and I've even told this to her, it's what got me blocked by her, is that, like, you shouldn't, like, respond so much. It doesn't really help you. But at the same time, I'm not going to be like, oh, she's not allowed to respond. This is so dumb. Like, no, you guys are assholes, and you're constantly trying to tear down her business with tons of bullcrap. I'd be kind of mad, too, honestly.
Yeah. Speaking of responding and blocking people, you guys want to know something funny?
Huh?
Do you want to know who blocked me today?
Who?
Pirate Software.
I could imagine that.
After the stream I did,
On
he
the
blocked
topic
me.
of rapist, what is this allegation with him?
So,
Is
yeah,
it-
jump-
Like, I haven't had a chance to look into it yet, but I've seen multiple videos pop up about it. Does it have, like, any legs to it? Or have you not seen it either?
Are they saying that she's a rapist? Oh, are you? Wait, who are you talking about?
Pirate Software.
Oh, I have heard of the grooming allegations. I have not read them. I didn't make the focus of my stream on that. I just wanted to focus on the fact that he was falsely DMCAing somebody.
Okay.
But I could look into it.
Well, because I've seen the post about it, and I haven't touched them yet. And I was just wondering, like, does it have legs?
I know that's from the farms, so I
Okay.
have to take a look at it.
So grain of salt.
Well, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Come back to me on that. I'll take a look right now.
Also, not to brag to Akko's chat, but I mentioned this the other day. I have never followed Pirate Software because just something felt off about him, even though I sometimes enjoyed the shorts. For some reason, like, something was like, I kind of feel like this guy's douchey and something bad's gonna happen. And I was right.
Always. I mean, he's a furry.
Your detector is dangerous.
Nothing Burger, he had a 16-year-old making furry avatars for him on Second Life when he was 19.
I did hear about that.
That's a Nothing Burger in my opinion. Is that the whole grooming allegation? Like, is that it?
Here, I'll send you the screenshot of me blocked. I asked Ava if she was blocked by him, and no, she has not been blocked by him yet.
It's not a vibes excuse, right? It's every once in a while, I get vibes about a creator that I like, and I'm like, something feels wrong, and I don't say anything bad about them. I just choose not to follow them. And so far, I'm batting like 100 on not following a creator because they gave me bad vibes, and then turning out the entire time they were doing sketchy shit in the background. Or that, like, they were just a genuine kind of dickhead.
I mean, if Mizu is batting 100 on this, I think he's allowed to have a vibe detector.
Yeah.
He is. There's Gaydars, and then there's the Gaydar, which is Mizu.
It's like the Gaydar, but with creeps. Yeah,
Exactly.
and like, the thing is, I never say it until something bad comes out, because I'm not gonna let my vibes be like an allegation, right? Like, I don't believe in making allegations unless you have like very clear, concrete proof. So it's not like I'm going around like, this guy gives me bad vibes, he's gonna get outed as a predator in a month. Like, I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's just, I'm very proud of my vibe detector.
Yeah. Even though you won't say it publicly, I really want a list of all of the bad vibes that you have on other people so I can start unfollowing them. Because I will just believe you. You've been right so far. You've been right about everybody.
Here's
It's
the
kinda
thing
scary.
that, like, I think people can get when I'm streaming, right, and they see me go over certain stuff. If you see me watching a video and saying good things about the video, but notice that I'm not subscribed to the creator, there's a vibe check there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, because even sometimes I'll just go back and I'll watch their videos anyways when they put out new ones. I just won't follow them because for some reason following to me feels like I'm co-signing it.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about this. People will, because when it comes to him and his video game Heartbound, a lot of people were claiming that he's like an uber good coder, but then people started comparing the code from Yandere Dev and then him, and his code is worse than Yandere Dev's.
Really?
Yeah. Here, I'll send you 2 pictures of his stuff. Give me one moment.
I would have thought Heartbound would have been fine.
Apparently Heartbound has a lot of bugs in it.
Look, it might have a lot of bugs. I think it might be a stretch to say it's worse than Yandere Dev. Do you know what's wrong with Yandere Devs?
He's not a coder.
Well, basically, he doesn't know any of the smarter way to code things, right?
Yeah.
Like, so what he'll do is every single thing in his code is an if-and statement, basically. And this technically works. Else if, yeah, sorry, it's else if statements. And he basically writes his entire code with this happens, else if, this happens, else if, this happens, else if. And the problem with coding that way is whenever the game needs to decide if X or Y is going to happen, it has to go to the top of the else if chain and run the entire chain start to finish until it gets to the point it needs to be. So the longer and longer you make this chain, the more times it's going to have to rerun all of this code start to finish again and again. In reality, you would have your codes like segmented, basically, using things like libraries and other coding techniques So whenever it needs to like run a check for something, it only needs to check like 3 or 4 lines of code and not 700.
Yeah.
Which is why his game just runs like shit.
I sent you pictures of pirate softwares. Now I'm not a game dev. I don't know a lot about line code, but it does look way messier.
Oh, it's else ifs! It's else ifs! You can't do else if for everything!
Is that what he's doing?
Yes!
So that's what Thor's doing too?
You can't else if everything! We criticized Yondev this for years!
Oh my gosh. And he's like gets on people for saying how much of an uber hacker coder he is. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Here, chat, I'll show you guys this one.
Maybe there's a reason why it's taken him over 10 years for this game to come out. So, that first one is the white image is Yandere Dev, and the black images is Pirate Software.
You use the Yondev one. Okay, so the white image, yeah, that's the Yondev one.
Yes.
That's how Yondev does his code, basically. So this is Thor's. I'll swap it to full so chat can see the full thing. Whoop, zoom in a little bit. A lot of case break.
I'm going to assume you know just a tiny bit more of coding than me and Lumi, so I'll let you explain.
No, just a small amount.
Okay.
Basically, every if else is checked every frame. Yeah, that's what causes Yondevs to be such a problem. Oh, super chat for 2. Dev myself 20 plus years. Yandere's code floors me. So, fun fact about Yandere Dev's code. This goes for you guys and for chat. Yandere's Dev's code is half good because there was a time when he got a deal with some major company. I don't remember how it happened or how it came about, but the company allotted him a professional coder, somebody that had made multiple projects before. And the professional coder rewrote half of his game for him in like a month or something. So half of Yondev's code now is perfectly fine because it had this professional coder go through and fix it. But then something happened because he was just being a constant dick, so the company parted ways with him, and they just let him keep the code because they didn't want to deal with it anymore. And he immediately went back to just else if, else if, else if. To be fair, pirates hacking isn't intrusion methods, it's social intrusion. Leading questions, learning people's timetable, and cloning cards, and letting people slip their methods of access. Yeah, he's more the social hacker. Which, to be fair, with as big as his YouTube channel is, it's kind of fair. Why doesn't he just run his code through AI so it simplifies it? You mean Yondev? Because Yondev's an idiot.
And Yondev won't let that happen.
Yeah, Yondev, for those of you who have never seen Yondev in a stream, Yondev has an ego the size of the Empire State Building. And it's just as fragile as the Twin Towers.
Damn.
Like, he can't accept that anybody could ever do anything better than him. Genuinely, even a robot. Yondev's on Fiverr? What does he do on Fiverr?
What?
Tiny Build Dev and Yondev saw it and said he couldn't understand the code, and after the Tiny Build Dev left, he redid the code in else if statements. Did he ruin the code that the guy had made for him? Remember that Spurg out of that one guy who remade his game in like 2 weeks that took him like 10 years? What's bad is he messaged that guy and like whined to him and said that his game existing was making him depressed, and the guy actually deleted it and gave up. And it's like, what's wrong with you? I feel like you described Pirate Software's ego too. No, I've always thought he had kind of an ego. You can even find on some of his older, what do you call them, shorts, You can find posts from me on some of his older shorts where I've said stuff where I'm like, I think you're completely wrong about this, and I think you're letting your ego get in the way and make you think you're smarter than you are. Because my huge complaint with him has always been that he constantly talks about how if there's a problem in a game, like your players are doing something incorrectly, typically it's because you are not teaching the player correctly in game. And his example is kind of like pathways in World of Warcraft. All the players take a certain path that looks like it's harder, but actually it's because the path you've given them to go is so much longer and more annoying that people don't want to do it anymore. And that your problem as a game dev is you should have made a simpler, easier path, basically. But the problem is whenever it comes to players doing bad things in games, like modding or hacking, suddenly the players are just bad people, and it has nothing to do with the game dev's fault. Even though, like, the number one reason people are botting in games is because you've made the grind way too long. And the thing is, the grind like that works for people that do nothing but play your game all day. But for people that only have, like, maybe a couple hours in the afternoon after work to play games, they can't do that. And the grind is just too long for them. And some of them are going to bot it because they work all day. They have more money than they do at time. That's just kind of the way it goes. Typically, that means your grind isn't fun, your grind is too long, or the content you're giving people at lower levels isn't good. Unironically, I think Final Fantasy XIV suffers from that last one. The content you give them isn't good, at least at low levels. That's my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still there, Lumi? You're being quiet.
Yes, because I was listening to you talk.
Sorry.
I mean,
You're fine.
Oh, so, I'd been meaning to do this for a while, and now that both of you are here, it could actually be a fun time to do it. But have you ever heard me talk about something called the Thermian argument?
No.
So the Thermian argument is kind of related to this, and the proposed idea is the Thermian argument is when somebody tries to justify something that exists in fiction by saying the writer made it that way, basically. And what it really means is everything that exists in fiction, I personally think is indicative of the writer's real life feelings. Therefore, it all has to be good. And this guy made this argument, like, just pulled this completely out of his ass in like a 5-minute YouTube video. And people have run with it. I have heard writers on YouTube and, like, critics reference the Thermian argument as recently as last year. And this video came out 9 years ago. But
That's
here,
bad.
I'm gonna take you guys, I'm gonna take chat through it.
This man looks like he has been through some shit.
I would also point out that, and chat can correct me if I'm wrong about this, I'm 99% sure it was him. This is the guy that posted child abuse material on 8chan to try and get 8chan taken down.
What the fuck?
Wait,
Yeah.
this guy did?
Yes. Dan Olson. His channel's called Folding Ideas, though.
So you're saying this man should be arrested right now?
Probably, yeah. In my
Oh, boy.
personal opinion, probably. But here, I'm gonna take you guys through this. It's a terrible video.
I'm excited.
Before we start, here's a pop quiz. How do you kill a vampire? Sunlight, stake to the heart, holy water, fire, decapitation, silver bullet? Write your answer down and we'll come back to it later. So previously we talked about the diegesis and the attendant mental construct, the fiction space alternate universe that stories exist in inside our heads.
So, to start off with, does he not sound like he's just throwing every possible big word he can at the wall?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, none of that makes any sense. But he threw it all at the wall for you, so don't worry,
be honest.
guys. We're talking about it.
I'm going to be honest. I'm having trouble following him because he's throwing big words at the wall.
Exactly. No, that's a huge thing. When you are making content like this, you have to think about like the average person, and if the words you're using are too big for the average person, they're not going to think you're smart. They're going to tune you out, basically. Also, you just shouldn't try and use this like all at once.
Today, we're going to talk about boundaries. Specifically, we're going to be talking about diegetic justification for creepy garbage and how terrible and flawed it is as an argument. So there's a bad habit that people have gotten into. It's nothing new, but it's becoming more and more common, and it goes like this. Hello, this is Folding Ideas. I recently watched the anime Women Getting Ripped Apart by Orcs and was, disturbed by the seeming perverse glee the show takes in the way it frames the frequent and excessive dismemberment of its female cast members. In fact, the entire purpose of the show seems to be little more than showing women being brutally violated by orcs. Minor characters with little plot significance are often subjected to 2 or 3 minute sequences that focus an almost pornographic lens on their suffering and the enjoyment the orcs take in the process.
Dan Olson is wrong to complain. If he thinks this is a big deal, then he clearly wasn't paying attention. The orcs were created by the Dread God who hates all light. The Dread God wanted an army that would rape and shred its way across the land of Thule. So the orcs aren't just violent for no reason. They are compelled to be violent. It all makes sense if you were paying attention to the backstory.
This has become a...
So his entire thing here is people try and use in-world justification for out-world criticism, basically. But I think this is, on its face, just a false argument. Because the actual answer to your question, I find this creepy, is, okay, don't watch it. There isn't a in-world justification that needs to be given. You are wrong on your face because this was not made for you. And it is just content you should not be watching. Mm-hmm. Also, chat, no, this was not about Goblin Slayer. This was 9 years ago. I actually had seen the show he was talking about at the time. I'm 99% sure I saw the show he was talking about. He says, like, it seems almost erotic. No, it was literally a hentai. I don't know what he's on about, because I'm 99% sure I know what anime he was talking about at the time. It was literally just a hentai. It was about, like, orcs that went around and they would kidnap women and rape them, and they would die during the process. And it was very clearly a hentai. Like, it was sort of a mix between, like, a Guro hentai and just sex at some points.
So I mean,
Nice.
your couple.
And it threw me off when I heard him talk about it. It's like, it almost seems like it's meant to be sexual. Yeah, it probably fucking was. I can't think of anything else about that was not sexual.
Welcome to Japan. It's kind of sexual.
But, like, yeah, the problem with his argument is he acts like you can criticize a piece of media for you thinking it's bad. It's like, well, no, the answer is don't watch. Is it maybe creepy? Yeah, probably. Then you just say it's creepy. You don't make, like, this whole convoluted argument for why it's creepy. You just say, I think that's creepy. That's all you have to say. You don't have to watch it.
Pretty familiar exchange over the last few years, and the base components are this. 1, some element of a movie, anime, or video game is criticized, usually for racism or sexism. 2, fans defend it by citing in-universe reasons for why the world of the text is the way that it is. Here's the problem. Fictional worlds aren't real, and are eternally mutable by creators. They are the sum of a giant pile of creative decisions made by 1, 2, a dozen, 100 different individuals who took it from blank page to finished product. The only reason anything is the way that it is because a writer chose to make it that way. The diegetic argument aims to...
So, the big issue with what he's saying is he's trying to say, well, like, I tried to criticize it, and they're trying to use an in-universe justification, but the world isn't real. It's like, you're correct, it's not real. On the same token, you can't use a real-world criticism to criticize an in-universe issue. Like, you genuinely, it doesn't make sense. You're saying you can't use the text to defend the text, but you can use the real world to criticize the text.
I mean, aunties use this argument all the time.
Yeah. It's a
Please, someone
retarded argument,
update on his
too.
look. Did he embrace baldness? My brain cells are fried. Whenever you hear somebody try and like criticize a piece of media by saying something similar to this is where it started. And it is actually like proliferated throughout the internet. People, even if they don't necessarily know the words Thermian argument, they do use this argument all the time. And it stems from him because so many other larger creators basically cite this argument. Even if they don't say the words Thermian argument directly, they will define it, basically.
Dismiss criticism at its core, suggesting that there aren't any problems with the text, provided controversial elements are internally consistent with the rest of the story world. In slang terms, this can be referred to as the Thermian argument. In the sci-fi classic Galaxy Quest, the Thermians don't understand fiction as a concept. It doesn't exist in their language, and thus they see all texts as historical documents. While not identical, the root figure of thought is similar here. The diegesis is given primacy over the text as a cultural product. The exact rationale behind a Thermian argument
Okay, I'm
may
lost.
even end up being
What are you lost on?
What is he? What are those? What are these big words?
All he's saying is that he's trying to present the Thermian argument as if it's a real thing. In reality, this is something he completely made up on the spot. And he cites he tries to cite the, quote, inspiration for the Thermian argument, but what he means is his personal inspiration for making this. And it's a group called the Thermians in a show or movie called Galaxy Quest. And the Thermians see all text as historical documents because they do not understand what fiction is. Which
So he's saying we're retarded, like they are.
He's saying actually that they have it correct, basically, because he's an idiot. The Thermians are a species from Galaxy Quest, a parody of Star Trek. Yeah. And he's basically trying to use them as an example of, like, we should be treating all text basically as it's historical because it has some historical basis to the real people that made it. And that's just an extremely stupid thing to say. This is closer to the argument you hear all the time of all media is political, where people say that the person who made a piece of media has politics, therefore their politics are somewhere in the media, thus making the media political. And that's not necessarily untrue, but it's also not necessarily true, right? Like, sometimes people do unconsciously include some of their own political beliefs in a piece of media or something they're writing, but it doesn't necessarily mean they were trying to make it political, right? Like, sometimes it's just, I grew up in a nuclear family, so when I made my character's family, I wanted to show that they were good people, so I made them a nuclear family. That's not necessarily, like, political. That's not trying to push the idea of a nuclear family on people. That's just this person grew up in an environment where that was good, so to show that their characters were good, they reused it. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that. They think it's like some kind of sinister idea to convince people that, like, the nuclear family is the way to go, right?
Uh-huh.
You see it a lot with Kojima's work. A lot of people seem to think Kojima is like some super hyper-liberal guy that's trying to criticize the American government all the time, when in reality Kojima is a Japanese imperialist who just really likes Hollywood flicks. You get this with a lot of Japanese artists, actually. A lot of Japanese mangaka are imperialist, and people will try and pretend like they're the most liberal communist in the world.
and yet they are not. They're just going against real dumb shit.
Yeah, or like sometimes they're just not even thinking about it. They're just kind of making like, oh, this seems like it would be an interesting story. You get this problem a lot with any stories around government, because people think if you make the government evil, it's immediately like a criticism of government, even though that's literally one of the most troped out stories ever created. Like, yes, the people in power are evil. Oh my god, I can't believe they wrote a story like this. I've never heard a story like that before. Clearly, it's a deep political satire of America.
Yeah, that, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna continue it. Did you have anything you want to say?
No. You're good.
Fair.
From one case to another. One medieval game with dragons and magic, but no one with brown skin, is fine as is because historical accuracy. In a different medieval game, a character wears a chainmail bikini to a war zone because it's just a fantasy and that's just how her tribe dresses. You cannot criticize the world because that's just the way the world is. This is a deeply flawed argument because, once again, fictional worlds aren't real and are eternally mutable by creators. None of it actually exists. The only part that does exist is the finished text and the idea that it represents. So let's go back to the...
So I believe what he was referencing there was The Witcher specifically. I think this was a big controversy when The Witcher came out, that they didn't have many black people. And the devs or something said that, like, it's based on this region of the world and we just kind of wanted to keep it, based on what we knew, basically.
I was thinking of Kingdom Come 1, because there's no black people in Kingdom Come 1, isn't there, Lumi?
Yeah, but this was 9 years ago.
No.
But then he brings up, but in another story, it's just fiction. Yes, that's correct, you moron. They're two separate stories. One author tried to make something that was fairly accurate to the area that they were basing it in. The other author didn't give a shit and just wanted to do Rule of Cool.
They're both fiction, but one of them is closer to reality than the other because that's how they designed it.
Yeah. Like, he tries to say, well, they're two different stories, and they had two different justifications. Yes, because they are written by two different people with two different ideals. Like, your complaint here doesn't make any sense, just on its face. What does Junji Ito's work say about him? I think Junji Ito's actually said in interviews what his work says about him. He just likes to examine the human condition. Because his world is genuinely, like, so happy and bright and vibrant, he likes to imagine a world where it's not so bright. It's pretty common for people. A lot of people prefer to write what they don't know rather than what they do. It's like an escapism type thing.
Quiz. How do you kill a vampire? It doesn't matter what you wrote, the answer is irrelevant. Vampires aren't real. While the rules for how to kill a vampire may be codified within any given game, movie, book, or show, nothing exists to enforce the rules of a fictional space. Writers routinely alter the rules to suit their interests and the needs of their story. So, in the world outside the diegesis, in our world, only the implications and impact of that fiction actually matter. That's why this type of dismissal, using a diegetic justification to nullify criticism, is ultimately a chump argument. Unlike world history, where there is a theoretical objective truth that we can seek to better and more accurately represent, fictional worlds are fiction. There is no truth to move towards. Arguments for purity or consistency miss the point entirely. The Thermian argument, therefore, serves only to shut down discussion. Criticism of a creative work is ultimately criticism of the decisions that people made when they were putting it together. And that's where we're going to leave things for today. Now, go in peace, my children, in the name of like, share, and subscribe. Amen.
So he kind of outs what his real intention is at the end, where he says a criticism of a given work is actually a criticism of the stuff that went into the work. He really just wants to criticize the author. And he knows that saying that is actually going to be controversial. Because it's like, when I watch a show, I don't want to criticize the show. I want to criticize the person who made it.
Right.
And he kind of accidentally drops that at the end. And a lot of people kind of skimmed over it in the comments, where they're like, no, like, he's clearly, it's like, clearly it's a good argument, we should start using it. It's like, no, we shouldn't start using it. It's terrible. It's a shitty argument.
And unfortunately, people do.
Yeah, like, either criticize the work or criticize the author. Don't try and criticize the author by pointing at the work. Reminds me of Arch's video on the Magic the Gathering developer wanting to take the magic out of Magic the Gathering. I didn't know Arch made a video on that. Interesting.
Oh yeah, he did. That was his video yesterday, I believe.
Is this talking about the wheelchair thing again? Oh no, sorry, it was Magic the
No,
Gathering. That's the Dungeons and Dragons.
The
wheelchair was
Magic the
40K.
Gathering thing is that they are prioritizing more marginalized and underrepresented peoples or whatever.
But it's a work of fiction. There's literally demons in the.
Oh yeah, somebody in chat also has my other complaint about his video. An internally consistent world the way the author wants only serves to shut down conversation. Like, he literally just comes out and says that. Because the thing he has to understand, and that he either chooses not to, or he's genuinely too dumb to get, is some people don't care about the artist politics at all. Point blank none. They just want to talk about the work they made. And it's like, okay, you want to criticize the artist based on the work they made. You go have fun with that. We're over here talking about, like, the work itself. And we don't really give a shit what you have to think about the artist. Like, whatever weird psychoanalyzing thing you're doing.
Yeah.
And of course, like I said it earlier, but my big complaint with the video is at no point does he say that he came up with this idea, like, on his own. He actively tries to present it as if the Thermian argument is something he's teaching people about. Like, no, you made this up on your own out of nowhere. He literally invented a pseudo-intellectual literary argument that I have heard people reference to this day.
That is kind of terrifying. The fact that people will just do that.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
And I think the thing that makes it worse is a lot of people won't admit that they use it. Because we did this once where we watched a video of two guys criticizing Lily Orchard, who made like a top 100 don'ts of writing or something like that. And at one point in their video while I was watching it, one of the guys just pauses and says, "Did Lily just use a Thermian argument?" And I was like, "You did not just say that word. Like, I've seen your videos before. You seem like a fairly, like, straightforward and knowledgeable person. You did not just pretend like the Thermian argument was a real thing." And it made me realize that more people are, like, using this as if it's a real argument. They're just not publicly saying it out loud. Probably because there's a lot of controversy around Dan Olson. Because he's a genuine creep.
He definitely sounds like it.
Oh, yeah. He thought he was a 200 IQ individual posting child abuse images on 8chan to try and get it shut down. Because he was mad that they had a lolicon board.
Again, I have to wonder if that's the kind of stuff he's posting. I want to know where he's getting it.
Yeah, no, me and Lumi talked about this the other day when we were talking about the Earth updates thing, but, like, why do they always seem to, like, have this stuff on hand? Like, where are they getting it? Because I feel like if you asked any normal person on the internet, where would you find that stuff? They'd probably just say, I don't know, dark web or something. And then they wouldn't even know how to get to the dark web. Like, that's about the extent of people's knowledge of the internet. But then all these guys just seem to have this shit laying around.
Really makes you wonder.
Yeah. If anybody has anything like that, I just assume they're actively involved in that kind of trafficking.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how else you would go about it, personally. I feel like you would need to know, like, the code words those people use. You need to have, like, some kind of end to their communities. Hi, Burb. Yeah, it's super creepy, Burb. Here, chat, because I don't like leaving y'all on, like, a negative. I'm gonna get Akko and Lumi's opinion on a woman moment that is going viral on Twitter today.
Oh,
have
boy.
you guys seen the Utah train incident?
I did see this, yes.
Yes.
Here, we're gonna give you the live reaction from Lum Lum and Akko. So if you guys haven't seen this, there's this Utah train incident that happens. We're watching right here. They obviously put an arrow for us, but I figured you guys would know that. So she goes across the train tracks, and then she tries to back up, and as soon as she touches the little train handle, she just gives up.
Oh. No.
And then you see her pop out of her car and run because the train's coming.
You know what's
And
funny?
there's
I
the
know
train.
that train. I have ridden on one of those trains. That's in Salt Lake City or Salt Lake Valley.
It's like I get being panicked, but I don't understand why she didn't just drive forward.
Yeah, that's what everybody said. She said, like, why didn't
Wait.
you drive forward?
Yeah, that I'm just sitting here and I'm looking at it again. I'm like, why? Like, because at first I was like, oh, maybe she got stuck, but no, she goes backwards. Why are you going backwards, woman?
And what's weird is she's stopping, right? I don't know if you guys have ever felt one of these, like, things in real life. They're kind of flimsy. Like, obviously, a person by themselves probably couldn't push it back, but your car sure as shit can break that thing and push it back. So I don't know, like, why she stops against that. People were saying the car is not capable of driving forward and the truck behind her was pushing her to a mechanic. That is, if that's true, that's high-key stupid. It can go backwards, apparently.
I need some proof for that.
I've seen several people in the comments claim that either the truck pushed her into it, or the truck was pushing her somewhere, or, like, when the truck hit her, and then that caused her to, like, not be able to go back. And I would say
Yeah,
it does look like the truck does hit her, like, right at the start here. It looks, because she just moves so fast. See?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did hit her.
But, like, I don't see how a car hitting you from the rear would break your car to the point you can't drive forward, but you can drive backward.
My question is like, why did she immediately? My assumption is she was pushed forward onto the thing, immediately stops because she's like, oh shit, I'm on the tracks, which was a dumb idea on her part, and now she's just stuck there.
Yeah. To me, it looks more like the truck hit her and knocked her into it. But, like, I don't know why she just... Like, she's already out there. Why are you stopping? Just keep going. And then you can go back. Like, you see that the truck even moves back so she can go further backward if she needs to. And she just stops. It's the rare SUV version of the Pinto. She is lucky it didn't explode from the bumper tap. No, for me, this is just woman moment.
Yeah.
She freaked out, popped out of the car, and just ran off. I'm not 100% sure I believe it was insurance fraud. I can almost more... I think it's more believable that she's just dumb.
Probably.
And had a panic
I
moment.
agree. Okay. Maybe this is hyper racist of me, but is she Asian?
Oh, here's this for you too. If only there was a way to avoid the train, some path that could have been taken.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Oh yeah.
No, I randomly saw this pop up in my feed, and I was like, I can't, because a lot of people felt like really bad for her. I'm like, I don't think I can. It's like genuinely, she just seems stupid.
Yeah, I don't understand this woman at all. Like, again, if it is true that she was being pushed, it's a little bit more fair. But I don't know.
Yeah. My thing is, it's something bad happened to her, I think, based on like what we can see. But she's also an idiot. And I don't necessarily think those are mutually exclusive, right?
Yeah.
Like, if somebody pushes you off a high service into a pool, and then you just decide to belly flop, like, the person pushing you is clearly a dickhead, but, like, straighten your legs up, bro. Don't belly flop that.
Yeah.
At that point, it would be another one for Darwin.
Yeah, accurate.
Yeah, I hope the story of the truck pushing her, like, to a tow place is not real, because that's just high-key stupid. And that's also just going to do way more damage to your car in the long run than a tow truck would. Like, the most of the time, if a tow truck damages you, it damages, like, your undercarriage. Having someone, like, constantly ramming the back of your car the whole way there is going to do so much problems. What kind of stupid are you, two different small VTubers? Right, who's two blue small VTubers? I'm the only blue one here.
Yeah.
Going Lum Lum or purple.
Blue. I've collabed with oddly an enormous amount of blue VTubers recently.
It's a very calming color.
I know Muzu was one, but she's anything but tiny.
She can bottom out the pedal and drive through that, or going back despite the barrier bar, but she just put the car there and bailed out. Yeah. Like, I felt those barriers before. Her car would have, like, broken that down and gone backwards just fine. I don't know why she didn't.
Dude, it reminds me when I was security, I had to go file a report because one of those things fell on property where I used to work, and those things are easy to break.
Yeah, no, they're not good.
I mean, I think that they're easy to break just because if they're not, it's going to hurt the car way more than it probably should. But it's still pretty funny how easy it is to break them apart.
I think it's most likely that way just because they don't need to be strong. They're not there to, like, actively prevent you from going on the train track, like, to forcibly prevent you. They're there to just tell you, hey, train's coming, you'd be an idiot to try and do this.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's the only reason why they exist.
Yeah, like, at that point, if you're going across the train track anyways, you're going for it. I'm pretty sure, though, they're just kind of weak because that saves power. It doesn't take too much hydraulic to, like, lift it and drop it.
Yeah. Here's a question.
Yeah?
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to ask, have you ever tried to race under one of those before?
No. I'm
No.
never really in that much of a hurry to get places.
Yeah, me neither. I ain't going to chance it.
My job, we had a semi run over one of those, went over it, and it's made out of aluminum. Yeah, like, a car is going to break those down. She could have backed out of it. I just think she was dumb. Why are there two purples and one blue on this podcast? Well, to be fair, this isn't a podcast. This is just chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast is tomorrow.
Yes. Although, I did learn recently that if you format your stuff and you call it a podcast, it does sound like YouTube is going to put podcasts out into the medium more. So if you just make a podcast playlist and put all of your serious stuff into that playlist, YouTube might spread it further.
I could try that. Give it a shot.
Yeah, I do believe that because some of my stuff is in a podcast folder, it's going to get pushed further.
But I love you guys. I'm going to see maybe if there's somebody I can raid out to. I think we've done a good bit tonight. I'm glad Lum Lum and Akko could show up and hang out.
Always.
Always
Excited
fun.
for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Before we go, chat, I did have 2 more super chats. Shala for 2, Dev myself for 20 years, Yandere's code floors me. And Tuala for 5, you can spend 2 hours coding, or you can let the AI do it in 10 seconds, and then spend the next 6 hours making sure it actually works right. Raid, did I get raided? What? Are we cheering for a raid? I'm going to send you guys to Shiroi, because Shiroi is my bestie. And I think Shiroi deserves the dove.
She's a new bestie.
She's one of the besties. We talked about this. I have many besties.
Well, yeah, of course.
And then, how is it looking over on Twitch? You know what? Let's keep it uniform. I'm gonna raid Shiroi on both Twitch and YouTube. She's playing XCOM. And for those of you who enjoy XCOM, not the new XCOM, the old DOS XCOM. So, you guys have fun over there. I love you all. And don't forget to show up for the podcast tomorrow.
Yes.
Night, everybody.
Night, guys.